How's it going, guys? Frank Z here. So, this will just be a quick part 2 for this build here. Just starting to get some parts together of what I'm going to be using on this build for charging and discharging the pack. So, this is going to be parallel the whole time. I do going to put the middle bar on eventually. I haven't yet. But we'll start with the inverter. So, this is the inverter I'm going to use. It's not new, I bought it used, but it was like an Amazon return. So it's a Ames 1500 watt pure sine, 1500 continuous. Yeah, I don't think it's got a 3000 watt surge. It says for like 40 milliseconds or something like that in the manual. So obviously it doesn't have a 3000 watt surge, because that's a joke. That'll flip a breaker or something inside it as quick as you do it. So, this is the inverter. If I can get it out here. You can see inside, it doesn't have all the little transformers. It's got a couple of just little transformers there. Let me rip off this back here. Anyways, let me come back in a second. So, this is it. Remember, this is used. So, I'd say she's in pretty damn good shape for a used inverter. Does look like it's been sitting for a while, possibly though. These are all 14 gauge wires, so 3 of them. One goes to each little mini transformer. Lots of MOSFETs, four for each. Doesn't look too bad though. It's reasonable. And you got some other stuff going on in here. I'm not really a big fan of that corrosion on there, or whatever it is. I don't think that's burn marks or nothing. It's just like corrosion from the acid they used. That MOSFET's not backed onto the heatsink here. I'm sure that would be better if it was. There's an alarm there. It is nice. It looks like it could be adjustable. Must be the output stage. So you probably adjust the output voltage up or down if you need it to go higher or lower. It's pretty nice. And you can see you get your AC live, 14 gauge. Really, if you think about what comes out of a wall plug, all the house wiring's 14 gauge, unless you need a 12 gauge for your split circuits and stuff like that, or your higher duty, all your like your 1500 watt baseboard heater, all your heaters would be on 12 gauge wire, where your rest of your circuits, lighting circuits, are all on 14 gauge wire. Solid, but no, whatever. It looks like it's alright. Looks like it can split the load between all 3 plugs evenly. I don't mind that design. I don't really like that there's MOSFETs that aren't, you know, heat sinked. Looks alright. We'll see. Just a quick look inside there. Thanks. There's a quick look at the specs on this. It's this model here. So you guys check that out. You can pause it or whatever. Thanks. So this is the next item here. Are my fusing breakers. So this one's for the PV. Doesn't seem to want to focus. So yeah, it's a 32 amp. It's only gonna have like maybe 1 or 2 panels on it anyways. But I can put 1500 watts to it. And then this will go from the charge controller to the battery. 50 amps. It's only a 30 amp setup, so either way you want as much power to go through without tripping anything. So if you only put a 30 amp breaker on a 30 amp unit, it's probably going to trip on you. You know, you don't want it to trip unless it's something major happens, in my opinion. It's mainly to protect the wiring. Now if I'm using number 4 wire, which I won't be on this will probably be 2 10 gauge wires going into there, which is tons of space. I'm pretty sure number 4 welding cable works in that. And then this one will be for the battery to the inverter, and that will run through the same box. This is the box. Pain to get out of here. So that's the box. It's all the same company. Great company. Great customer service and stuff. Just most of their products are geared for either solar, their DC products, or their AC products will be like a 230 single phase because they're from China and stuff. So anyways, this is a semi-weatherproof box, spring loaded, can handle all 4 of these. It's a little bit probably too spring loaded to show you that. Maybe I can put you in here for a minute. Sorry guys. Yeah. Let me go. See, this will handle a full 4 breakers and still cover. So I like these, and they're relatively cheap. So it's a pretty good little item. You know, everything will run just pretty much straight through is what I'm hoping for. And then this box will probably be on its side near the bottom of the case somewhere. I don't know. Something like that somewhere. And the charge controller maybe beside it. Not 100% sure. Not exactly sure how this is going to go yet, so just to know I got an inch on either side, and one side's going to have the inverter, and one side's going to need the breakers. And then that comes to my last item. Will be this little guy. This is just a 30 amp real Mink Sky Blue controller. This is how they come. It's only a 30 amp, but it can do from 9 volts up to, I'd like to say 60, but I'm not 100% sure. didn't really go through any of this yet. This is actually all the manual you get with this as well. Oh, this is the SA30. That's the auto rack. Dimensions, PV. I got the 30. So I can go 400 watts with a 12 volt, 720, 1000, and 1200. And go, this is your open voltages. So a 12 volt system, you can't go past 80. And you can't 24, you can't go past 105. So you see how it is, 48, 160. So I could probably get 5 panels to a 48 volt. It's pretty good, 160. This will be considered a 48 volt battery. It'll auto recognize that it's 48 volt. So, but the BMS will have its own shutoffs and everything. So, doesn't really say what I can go up to. Automatically change everything. Vented specialty. Here it is. Lithium. 9 to 15, 12 volt. Special 18 to 29. 24. So 48, you can go from voltage from 48 volts to 68 volts. So that's your voltages there, all your settings. If you can understand that. So if your battery is between 40 and 60 volts, that's a 48 volt system, then you can adjust your parameters from 48 to 68. And you can also adjust that on your absorb and on your float. So it'll do the absorb for an hour, and then I'll switch down to float automatically. But you can also set your float to the same as your absorb, so it does both, you know what I mean, at the same. That's what you usually do for this type. If you don't need to float, you just set it for 1 voltage and you're good to go. Yeah, sorry this is just such a long video, but that's just that's why it's part 2. I just wanted to show you all this stuff here, what's going in. So that'll get mounted on the side, probably on its side. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, how I figure I'm going to design it. There's going to be some welding going on. I'm going to get this stuff bent in the next couple days. Got a couple more items coming too that are going to be put in the system. I also got to take that system apart over there so I can get the BMS out of it. I also want to do a few tests on this pack in that form right there. I'm going to discharge and charge it. So that will be pretty cool. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks. A couple more videos to go in this little series. Thanks. So, you guys all seen this BMS before here. It's what is it here? It's like a E&J or something, but it's got that eye with the whatever eyelashes on it, whatever that thing is there. So yeah, all I do is take out all these other plugs here, these smaller plugs. I'll have to keep the last one in because that's the main positive. And other than that, I just use the one big plug here. Just use this one that will handle the whole 14S, and the one at the end. So I'll just probably go out and buy some new plugs. the screen. I'm gonna mount that in there somehow on the lid. So you'll have to open the lid to touch the buttons, but the screen will be there. And I've also found a cover that go around that screen too, so that's pretty cool. We'll see though. I don't know if I'll have it by the time I'm done the build or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this one's 100 amp 32S. It'll do from 8 to 32S on lithium ion, which I'm planning on using. It's fully adjustable. I have the app, I have everything for that, so yeah. And I also got another one of these 96 volt, so I'll have two of these guys working with all these, but that's a different video. Anyways, thanks guys. Here's a little update for this guy too. Everything's running pretty good. Still cycling, so we're doing alright. These things are always off sync, these meters. That is what it is. Getting a good charge at this time of night, so 5 after 6. We're running 270 watts. We're up to 1.8 megawatts. Just mainly running the house stuff. It's just this guy running. I don't need both running. Anyways, thanks guys.